Welcome to the retro event here tonight in the Gaming Weekly, everybody. This is going to be fascinating and this is going to be suspenseful because tonight TGW is going to be kicking off with the Halo Infinite Free-For-All Championship. I'm Adrian Matt at GameStop alongside with XboxFreakPete and Xbox. I got something to say, of course, throughout the show, but I'll get to that in just a moment. But this is the Free-For-All Championship, and we have a little bit of a surprise for the audience, which we'll get to. But again, how you feeling that you're a part of the TGW retro event on Halo Infinite?
Feels pretty good to be a part, like of the first ever retro event for this game, and I am also excited to be here for this one-on-one match for the vacant Halo Free-For-All Championship.
Yeah, it is going to be absolutely incredible to see who's going to be the Free-For-All champion, and I'll tell you one thing. The Color Pink a couple of weeks ago, who actually won the Free-For-All Championship, of course, relinquished the title. Here we go. Matchup is underway. Cheeseball69 is already on the attack against GH5Q, but GH5Q really slick. And yeah, I was going to say, she's always using the energy sword. I guess that's pretty smart.
Yeah, she's a big fan of the sword and the needler combo, like them two weapons. Synchronized together is a very powerful combination.
But there's Cheeseball69, folks, who actually was not here in TGW since 2021. It is the TGW Retro event. How apropos to see a retro TGW member that is Cheeseball69. Imagine how great that would be. The story would be for Cheeseballs to win the championship on the night that he returns after 2 years, but GH5Q looking to put a stop to that. We're going to find out who's going to be the champion throughout the night.
Maybe the Rust is getting to Cheeseballs here, he is losing by 2 points, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's currently out of the game because the game just started, like a minute and a half off the clock. He still has time to come back.
He has a lot of time, and he has a lot of heart in there too. He has the experience. He's, of course, going on a roll. Despite the fact that, yeah, he only has 0 points. But, I mean, come on. Cheeseball69 is really, really skilled in Halo. We've seen him play in the past. But he is in there with GH5Q, arguably the greatest Halo Infinite player in the Gaming Weekly. We're going to find out, like I said, who will be the Halo Infinite champion in which the Color Pink relinquished the title. That quitter, that loser, decided to quit and relinquish that title. Hence the reason why we're hosting this Halo Infinite Free-For-All Championship. But here, hold on, Xbox. Before we get to this match, though, I'm getting sick and tired of the prejudice against people who are, quote, social rejects, and it's people like PewDiePie and Logan and Jake Paul who are to blame as well. Their YouTube audience, the people who watch their videos, are going out there bullying the people who don't look like them, bullying people who actually aren't as cool as PewDiePie and Logan and Jake Paul. It is absolutely sickening. It is outrageous. It is ridiculous how nobody wants to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about that right here, right now. It is now time to put a stop to people like PewDiePie out there or Corey Kenshin who like to influence many people out there to bully, to harass, to isolate those who don't follow them, who don't look like them, who don't even want to act like them. And I'm sure you probably are not going to agree with me here because you're part of the problem too, partner.
Where are you getting this information from?
I've seen this many times through the years. I mean, come on. A couple of years back, I was critical to Corey Kenshin. His entire fan base went after me. Why? Because I'm an outcast? Why? Because I'm isolated? Oh, wait a minute. Cheeseball just got the first point.
Well, they probably went after you because you went after, one of their favorite content creators.
Oh, please. I was just actually delivering my opinion. But let's go back to the matchup here. Retro event, like I said. Xbox, I got to ask you. Again, you're a veteran in Halo. You know exactly what goes on in here. For Cheeseball69, he's got to capitalize on that momentum because he got the first point. Would you agree?
Yes, and since he does have the sword and also 2 plasma grenades, this can be the opportunity for Cheeseball, to come back into this matchup.
All right, great chance. He only has 5 minutes and 55 seconds and counting, though. But again, Cheeseball69 has a lot of pressure. There's a lot of riding in this matchup. And the reason for that is because not only has Cheeseballs returned here tonight for the first time in 2 years, but also the fact that he is in there with GH5Q as previously stated. Now, imagine if Cheeseball is able to knock down GH5Q off the pedestal, off the top of the mountain.
Oh, wait. Here we go. We got a conflict. 1-on-1 here. Who's going take the point. GH5Q with the Needler takes him out.
GH5Q is dictating the pace of this matchup, and she's going to have to continue that pace if she wants to win that championship. And we said it before, GH5Q has tasted gold before. She would love to win that championship back. Back in 2022, last year in TGW, she was one of the greatest, if not the greatest champions in that year. GH5Q would love to continue the reign. And look at this. Like a shark, but Cheeseball got out of the way. That was pretty smart. Is it going to be enough to stand away? And no, it was not.
But, you know, like, whenever she got that kill, she actually did run out of Needler ammo, but she, like, also managed to pick up some more ammo for the Needler, which is very unfortunate for Cheeseball's behalf.
Well, very unfortunate, but you still don't want to count out on Cheeseballs. GH5Q here, who's scouting out, trying to find the opponent at this point in time. And wait a minute, here we go. Matchup may be breaking down in just a moment. GH5Q already, of course, slicing and dicing against the #1 contender, the challenger, Cheeseball. And I'll tell you, Xbox, the more points that GH5Q is able to stack up, the more likely she will be the champion at the end of this round.
Yeah, you can add the point differential. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that awesome trade there. But you know, it is currently 7-2 with 3:43 on the clock. The longer the match goes, the least likely chance that Cheeseball is going to be able to win this. So for Cheeseball, he has to kick it into 4th gear.
Well, he has to. And not just that, but also he's going to make sure that he continues to ride the wave of momentum that he's able to garner as well. I mean, he was able to get the 2nd point, but he's got to go lightning quick. He has to at this point. He has to make sure, because if GH5Q once again is able to get a point on her behalf, she may very well actually take the championship home. And wait a minute. Here we go. Cheeseball. Well, couldn't survive the onslaught that GH5Q just provided there. Actually, it was Cheeseball that got the point. Excuse me. You're right. Cheeseball 69 was the one who actually gave out the onslaught to GH5Q. And now, this could be the time for Cheeseball to rise up. But he only has 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Time is ticking for this young man.
Plus, he did teabag the carcass after taking out GH5Q, which means this kid is trying to show and tell her that he is going to be the dominant one in this match, that he is going to win it. Well,
he's not going to give up, that's for sure. But GH5Q, though, telling him, hey, I'm still in this as well.
The revenge
GH5Q adding insult to injury. Yes,
revenge
GH5Q. I'll turn to the tables right there, saying, hey, well, I got you down. You teabag me. I'm going to do the same to you. GH5Q, the ex-champion, looking to become the champion tonight. Pick it up once again. The very effective energy sword. And Cheeseballs, of course, we saw him in 2021 Xbox. He's been in Halo many times in the past. Of course, he joined in TGW in 2020. Very apropos for him to return to the retro event. He is a retro member in GH5Q, though, with a shot. Ease shot there to Cheese. Cheese's carcass went down and out. And I'll tell you, GH5Q was just 1 point away from reaching double digits. She may very well be the champion at the conclusion of this broadcast.
Yeah, you know, it's currently 9-3 with 145. As I said earlier, you know, the longer the match goes, the least likely chance Cheeseballs has of actually come back and winning this. You know, you combine that with her signature loadout with the Needler and the sword. This kid named Cheeseballs is in for a bad night.
You're right, the patented Needler rifle that GH5Q continues to use throughout the matchup. And that right there is symbolism here, because GH5Q with that Needler rifle may very well stack up that championship victory. And I'll tell you one thing, Xbox, there is no stopping GH5Q in my eyes.
Look at that. Oh, wait.
Or maybe there is.
Oh, these super combined.
There actually is. Well, they traded.
With the trade there. Second trade of the matchup. It's 11-4. 43 on the clock. It's not looking likely for Cheeseballs to actually come back and win this, but a good effort for him. He just killed her again there, but unfortunately for him, there was not enough time on the clock to actually win this.
For the title on the line, the free-for-all championship, the vacant title, was held in abeyance. Now will be once again crowned to GH5Q. We can, of course, solidify right here, right now. But, I mean, my hat's off to Cheeseballs, who, you know, listen, hey, you know what? He returned tonight after 2 years, and he still fought his heart in there. He actually went in there and gave the fight to GH5Q, still is battling in there. You know, Cheeseballs knows that he's not going to win the matchup, but he's still battling in there. My respect to this man. Wow. And GH5Q, though, with the pummel, with the I guess, yep, the teabag to the win. Victory. And Cheeseballs was so close, but GH5Q won the championship once again. It's in the grasp of GH5Q, who is now leading the reign. It is GH5Q's championship reign, who has been reborn again. From 2022, we saw that reign. This is the second coming. GH5Q once again is your free-for-all champion.
No offense towards Cheeseballs, but, you know, I mean, like me, I am not surprised that GH5Q was like able to walk out here tonight with the Halo Infinite free-for-all championship. I have been predicting for weeks that she will retain the title. So for her to win the belt tonight, you know, once again, it's not surprising, but, you know, like, I am glad to see Cheeseballs come back here tonight trying to win the championship. Good for him.
Yeah, your prediction became reality. GH5Q once again is holding the free-for-all championship on Halo Infinite. But yeah, Cheeseball69. Hey, listen, my hat's off to this young man. He, of course, did a great job in there, and he was making sure he was going to win the title. You actually felt that perhaps maybe it was his time for just a moment. He was stacking up some scores here and there. He really was putting the great fight. He used some strategic elements in there, but it was GH5Q in her game and in her element that made her win the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this was part 1 of the TGW Retro event. We got part 2 coming up. Anyway, I have something to say, and, you know, people have been criticizing me over the past 2 weeks or so and saying that what I've been saying is nothing more but hogwash, and people have been saying that I'm delusional and so forth. I have a proposal to anybody watching this video. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress this enough, and it really does pain me to see that people out there are not understanding the core message, the core value, what I'm trying to provide here in this society. There are people who are being isolated. There are people who are being rejected and being harassed 24/7. They don't have any friends. They honestly are targets in this world. And people are looking at me like I have 2 heads. Well, here's the deal, okay? I, of course, said that people like Corey Kenshin and PewDiePie, the major YouTubers out there, are to blame for this as well, alongside with the groups and the sports players. Just to reiterate, people like PewDiePie and their audience, they like to attack people who don't follow to their standards. We need to completely share this and actually spread the message to end groups and to end people like PewDiePie and Logan and Jake Paul and Corey Kenshin, Jacksepticeye, the list goes on. And here's the thing. If you actually disagree with me, I dare you, I triple dog dare you to come live and actually debate with me. Because if you actually do, you wouldn't win, because you know deep down inside that I'm right. You know deep down inside that people out there are suffering, and you know deep down inside that you yourself are to blame for this prejudice, this tyranny, this absolute injustice, this discrimination against people who are different than you. That actually concludes part 1. We'll see you in part 2.
And the only schedule I can necessarily follow is my son's. So, this is my farewell from the videos. This is my goodbye to the videos as of when the Ender Hacker story ends in a week or 2. That's it. Videos is goodbye. It's over.
And we are back into the Rocket League #1 contendership thanks to the fact that the color pink, I guess, the former #1 contender, relinquished the #1 contendership like a loser. Now we're going to be crowning a new #1 contender, and it's going to be between GH5Q and Boxed. Hey everybody, welcome to GameSide. Adrian Matt alongside with the legendary and Hall of Famer XboxFreakPete. At Xbox, I feel sorry for you. The fact that you had to sit there for minutes upon minutes to listen to that goofball Undead actually retire, when, wait a minute, it's not even a retirement. I thought the prerequisite of being a retired person meant that you actually would have left the community officially. Didn't he say in the speech that it's not a retirement? That is just to see you later?
Well, yeah, but, you know, like, he
didn't retire then!
He wanted the opportunity to say hello to the fans, you know, I was like, it's been a while since he's last spoke to them, so.
Speaking about the opportunity, though, GH5Q and Boxed have a great opportunity to face the Sisha Pai for the championship. The Rocket League Championship. Of course, the Sisha Pai won the title last year in 2022. He actually was scheduled to face the color pink. He relinquished the #1 contendership, and what a loser, like I said. He lost the title. No, he didn't lose the title. Let me actually retract that statement. The color pink didn't lose the title. He actually, well, what he did was he relinquished that title on Halo Infinite, and then he relinquished the #1 contendership. The guy, to me, that actually speaks volumes, the type of guy this guy is. He doesn't care for the community. He doesn't care. Obviously, every single time there's something going on, he relinquishes everything, and GH5Q just scored.
Yeah, it's currently 1-2 with 1 minute and 13 seconds down. It's a pretty good even match here, but I believe from the replay, it seems that Brybox is AFK.
Not quite sure. He's back into it, though.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 points. Look at this. Great shot already. And now Brybox, this is his first TGW debut, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, being able to perform in the bright lights of the Gaming Weekly to really stand out and become a huge force to be reckoned with. And Brybox with a great save.
Yeah, it's, the ball is now in the air, but it's more towards the middle of the stadium. Now going towards the blue. Brybox now in control of the ball, scoring said ball. 1-3 with 141
I
left.
really do hope. Can you stop talking here? Anyways, I was going to say, I really do hope. Okay, well, I'm carrying you. I hope that Brybox destroys GH5Q. GH5Q is one of these negative Nancys out there that like to actually talk trash behind the back of TGW. You know that, right? GH5Q said many things about the Gaming Weekly that I actually can't stand for. She's just as much as a loser as the color pink, who relinquished the title, who actually relinquished the #1 contendership. What kind of guy's going to join the community and relinquish all the things? Brybox just scored for the 4th time, though.
I do agree, like, with the color pink situation. Like, he should have relinquished the title, but GH5Q could have been talking about you in a bad light, not TGW itself.
You were saying something?
Yeah,
I kind of lost interest. And GH5Q,
just
though.
Like you lost interest in Undead's speech for no reason.
For no reason. The guy was boring us to death. He was really the
boring
version
you.
of Mr. T. Somebody
Boring
bring out
you.
Kane the
Yeah,
next
totally.
time. Somebody bring out Kane the next time Undead is actually having a speech. If you know, you know. Anyways, back into the matchup here. #1 contendership, of course, hangs in the balance tonight to face a Sisha Pai, the Rocket League champion, another guy who has not actually competed in TGW for quite some time. He will be back, though, to return to defend the title. Against who? We're going to find out tonight. The ball now near the net. Brybox with a great save again and continues to dictate the ball.
Yeah, GH5Q has an opportunity to not to actually be the #1 contender for another title from a different video game. So we could see GH5Q in a few weeks or so time have 2 championships in 2 different video games. I believe that's never happened before.
Actually has, but anyway.
It has? Well,
Yes.
you're
I'm the
supposed to
expert
know this
analysis.
stuff.
I'm actually doing your job. Anyways, Ryan Box, the color analyst, actually generally is the one that's supposed to know that stuff, not the play-by-play announcer. That's just based on the, tradition. But anyway.
2 or 3 college degrees, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, speaking about which, the resistance continues. And we understand that the YouTubers out there, many major YouTubers, as I stated in the beginning of the broadcast, are to blame. They are to blame for the influence out there. And, talking about Undead and such, the only reason why he has fans is because of what I've been talking about. Undead has all the popularity, right? So they immediately and automatically follow the guy. Do you know why I have no fans? Because I'm an outcast. That's the reason why I have 0 fans. People look at me and say, oh, look at Adrian. He may be right, but he's actually a guy that has 0 friends and 0 fans, so we're going to just go against him anytime. Undead, he's always wrong, but he has all the popularity, so let's just follow the guy too. It's ridiculous.
Undead has all the fans because he respects his peers and the community, as you do not. So that's a big parallel.
I respect everyone.
No, you don't.
I just don't think they respect me. Anyways, we are in the 4-minute mark, folks. Of course, we're being told up into the 10-minute mark. That's whenever the matchup will end. Whoever has the most amount of points by the 10-minute mark will win. And folks, this is the TGW Retro event. And before we get to that, Xbox, I just wanted to put this in here. The, well, mystery man, the highly anticipated TGW superstar, expected to show up tonight. Well, it looks like he sent a message saying that he's going to show up rather next week. I don't understand the wait, but hey, you know what? I applaud this guy. I mean, maybe he wants us to build some suspense for him. I mean, there's great anticipation. He's having a lot of people talk about him, so this is great planning if that's what he's doing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it would have been nice for him to show up, you know, during the retro event, but if he wants to prepare like another week to get ready to show his face, you know, he or she has to do what they have to do.
Has to every single time. As you can see, Brybox now carrying the ball here, ladies and gentlemen. And
Just
he's
like
actually
I'm carrying
carrying
you
the
on
game.
commentary.
No, not at all. I carried you all throughout the night. In fact, I carried you for the past many years. And Brybox, look at this, like an eagle hawk, just staring at the ball. But there you see GH5Q just slowly climbing up the ranks. Wait a minute, the ball's about to score. No, that was so close. And Brybox got to capitalize, and he does.
Zooming in like a missile launcher, scoring the ball for the 5th time this match. Check out this replay here. Super fast speed going 67 mile an hour. GH5Q didn't see that coming.
Well, Rocket League is all about physics. Of course, you have to make sure all your shots are precise and they're angled correctly. And that's exactly what Brybox is doing. Every single time he hits his shots, he understands the equilibrium. And look at Brybox yet again trying to take that shot to make it a 6 points, but of course missed through. And GH5Q on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, of course she is the Halo Infinite Free-For-All champion, but this is not Halo, Xbox. This is a different world for her.
Yeah, you know, like, as I said earlier, you know, like in a few weeks or so time, she could be holding 2 championships in 2 different video games. That tells you how dedicated GH5Q is to TGW.
Well, I'm not sure if she's dedicated enough to show respect for the channel. I mean, she likes to throw us under the bus every single time she gets the chance to. But yeah, she is a great competitor. I'll give her that credit. And she may be now riding into a different score now. And wait just a second, though. That was very smart of Brybox, who came out of nowhere to deliver yet again that hit. The ball now up the barricade, and Brybox with the score. This is now Brybox game. 6 points.
A very nice score there. Check out the replay. Very nice precision there. Spinning his octane car around, hitting the ball in the process, scoring the ball for the 6th time. It's currently 3-6. We are 6 minutes down out of the 10. It's a pretty good game.
This matchup is fast and furious, and the action is beginning to pick up. GH5Q picking up that score, though. 4 points now for GH5Q. As I have to ask you this question, with GH5Q at 4, Brybox at 6, we're at 6 minutes, 4 minutes away from this matchup officially ending. Do you think GH5Q has still a chance in this?
Yeah, she has more than enough time to come back and win. We do know that, like, she is good at Halo, but the question is, will she be good enough at Rocket League to win this matchup and declare herself as the #1 contender?
She can take force in those 2 games. But what about Brybox, though? I mean, this is his first time being in TGW, of course, battling under the bright lights. We heard him before the show. He said, quote, he was nervous. Do you think the nerves may actually affect his gameplay anytime soon, or do you think he may have actually combat those nerves?
Well, you know, the nerves could impact the way that you actually play the game, but for you know, for Brybox here, it seems to not really affect him too much, considering he's currently leading. It's getting ready to be 7 points here. Very nice score with the corkscrew.
And I like the fact that Brybox saw the opening and he capitalized. GH5Q was trying to do what she could to avoid that collision, but it was not to be. Because GH5Q now is down at 4, Brybox being at 7. I'll tell you one thing, it is looking more and more clear now who the #1 contender is going to be. Asisha Pai has his work cut out for him. He may be facing Brybox, but again, anything can happen in the next 3 minutes there, Xbox. You never know, GH5Q may turn the tables anytime soon.
Yeah, we can't count out GH5Q. We all know that, you know, there's still a little less than 3 minutes for GH5Q to come back. But if Brybox keeps doing that, them sick stylistic scores there, GH5Q has no chance of winning.
I'll admit, I'm not necessarily objective tonight, but there are reasons to that. I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of the lies and the disrespect from people, just like GH5Q, who of course has meant many times in the past, disrespect to the content in TGW, the amount of views that we get. But it's not just GH5Q, it's many people within the community and outside of the community who like to talk trash about me just because I speak truth. Just because of the fact that I speak truth, and wait a second, GH5Q just scored for the 5th time. Nonetheless, though, I speak truth every single time. People look at my image and they say, wow, this guy literally has a distorted image. Nobody likes this guy. I'm not going to support him. That's unfair.
Well, you know, your truths could be true to you, but to most it could be a false statement. So, like, that is why they don't agree or respect your train of thought.
Oh, come on now. Are you going to actually be like the other sheep now? Oh, wait a second. Brybox now scoring for the Knights. Are you going to be like all these other sheep and just go after me every single time just because I'm literally speaking truth? And you know deep down inside that's actually the truth. But you don't want to be an outcast. You don't want to be... Because guess what? If you... No. If you actually agreed with me tonight on commentary, you then would be rejected in the community. You would be isolated.
I'm just explaining how their side of the table can make sense.
And their side of the table does not.
According to you.
According to me, makes sense. And speaking of which, makes sense for Brybox to lead the way as the #1 contender. He is absolutely on a roll tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He has been carrying the ball from point A to point C just like that. And proven the case in point, folks. Brybox is doing wonderful in there. He is a fantastic asset to TGW. His first time in the Gaming Weekly, and he is making such a great impact. This is a really, really good showing, and I can guarantee you against the Sishipai, it could be one heck of a matchup if he is officially the #1 contender.
Yeah, you know, from the looks of it, like it could really look like that, but there is still a little less than 2 minutes for GH5Q to potentially come back and win this. There's still theoretically time, but if you look at the skill of this kid and the point differential and the time left, it seems very unlikely for GH5Q to come back and win.
Well, it's actually probable, but you're right. I don't think it's actually possible.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is probable, but, you know, like if you look at the points and the time left and all that jazz, it's not looking too good.
Well, I do remember the time, though, when it was Timeless versus C9 Glitch, and remember, Timeless actually had about 2 points, C9 had 6, and in the last second, or, well, rather in the last minute, but nonetheless, Timeless was able to win the matchup. So, again, anything could happen on Rocket League, but you're right, Xbox. It seems that it's really headed to that way. We're carving out a #1 contender, and that #1 contender is named Brybox. As we take another look at the replay, folks, look at that intense shot. Was using up the wall to deliver some great action and shots again to the 12th point now on his end.
GH5Q may very well lose this game, but you know, we have to applaud her for her efforts to try to obtain like another championship.
Yeah, just imagine how incredible her accolades would have been. I mean, that right there is, to me, in my eyes, incredible achievements to have here in TGW. But I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon for one GH5Q. And now, Brybox, though. And that's it. I think Brybox at this point in time, Xbox, would you agree here? He's just having fun in there now. He's just kind of, you know, he's just calm, cool, and collected, and he's thinking that this is just a cakewalk now, and why wouldn't he think that? I mean, GH5Q is at 5, he is at 13. We are just about 45 seconds away from this matchup ending, so Brybox technically will be your #1 contender, even though the match is not over yet.
Yeah, you know, if he wanted to, oh wow, look at another score. He could just wave the controller down and just, you know, let the time go to 10 minutes. But he wants to make a name for himself. He wants to prove himself that he is a very scary competitor in this game.
A legitimate competitor, but not only does he want to prove himself, he also wants to send an emphatic statement to Asisha Pai, sending him a clear-cut message. Hey, this is what you're going to be facing. This is what you're going to be fighting in a couple of weeks' time for the Rocket League Championship. And take a look at that great shot. Literally from half the field, Brybox was able to score. You saw the ball methodically go to the net of GH5Q, folks. And this right here, to me, really shows Brybox's experience. He is a pretty tremendous player in there.
Yeah, at this point in time, he is actually tripling GH5Q's score. It could be 16 points, but
You can
not
do math?
looking likely. I can do math. I can definitely do math. But speaking of math, 16 now, 16 to 5.
Yeah, because 15 plus 1 equals 16. Thank you very much, Mr. Math Magician. Anyways, Bry Bucks, though, with a score right there. You saw the explosiveness, though. You saw that explosion every single time Bry Bucks actually scores each time in the net. That right there, to me, is a little bit of a symbolic way to show Asisha Pai that I am explosive in here, that I will bring the fight. We are 5 seconds, 3 seconds away, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations now to none other than Bry Bucks. Well, the game just ended there.
Yeah.
I am now back in the menu, folks.
Scored, you know, like, as you left, he did score a 17th point, but yeah, nonetheless, Bry Bucks with the victor.
And it was absolutely incredible, folks. It was a great matchup between the color, I should say, of course, GH5Q and Bry Bucks. Speaking about the color pink, he is finally out of here, I guess. He's no longer the #1 contender, and I believe that he is a very unreliable, irresponsible person who does not care for this community. Otherwise, he would have actually tried to do his best to show up and defend his contendership. Nonetheless, thanks for joining us in this incredible TGW Retro event. It was a retro event because we saw the return of Cheeseballs, a retro member. We saw the return of Rocket League, a game that came out in 2017. And of course, you and I calling the action like the old days. Ladies and gentlemen, TGW truly is a glorifying community, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining us tonight and watching and, of course, supporting us. But the final thing I gotta say here, end groups, knock down PewDiePie, protest against people like Corey Kenshin. I can't stress this enough. They are responsible for the amount of bullying that you see in this world, and for the fact that all of you out there are not going to listen to me. You're going to be listening to your heroes. Stop being sheep. Stop following them. Just because they have popularity does not mean that they're right. Just because they have popularity does not mean that you should get to follow them around. Listen to people like me. And you know what? Just like one day Martin Luther King Jr. ended racism, I will be the one to end discrimination against outcasts. And you can yawn all you want, and you can call me boring, and you can say that I'm actually wrong, but I can guarantee you that something's gonna come out of this. And I promise you this, I will continue to rise up for the people who need it out there, who are being bullied and harassed 24/7. Thank you very much and have a good night. And how dare you boo me?